Welcome back to Get Well Soon, the red pill content of Welly F, aka Moriarty. You already know what time it is. A little bit of red pill with a little bit of what they call conspiracy theory. I swear 2020 has put me to the point of just despising the term conspiracy theory simply based on the fact that they've aligned it with alt-right thinking. And I know I said this before, especially if you listened to the podcast that I'm on. Look, alternative thinking, being a skeptic, being open-minded, calling out the government's BS, realizing that the media is not your friend, realizing that mainstream culture is toxic, like that doesn't make you right-wing, doesn't even make you a traditionalist. But the media would have you almost feeling like if you value things that were once seen as normal, that you're a right-wing nut that shouldn't even have a platform. And it's funny that I'm able to express this on YouTube. Obviously, with the hashtags that I use, YouTube pretty much probably suppresses some of my stuff, or I don't have that much of a following anyway. But even with that being said, it's just annoying to realize that platforms have gotten to the point of being so bitter at the fact that people just want to stop progressing towards lunacy. I'm one of those people that truthfully believe that liberalism is a mental disorder. In a couple weeks ago, there was this trending show on Netflix called Cuties that had all sides in an uproar, so to speak. And to be honest with you, I don't care what anybody says. Progressive left-wing people are the reason why shows like Cutie have a platform. Shows like Cutie are able to get deals on Netflix. Yes, I blame left-wing progressivism, radical left-wing nut jobs. But don't get it twisted. I don't look at the right and like, oh yeah, you guys would never allow anything like this, because the fact of the matter is, the right-wing economists and people that love money, they probably have no problem with banking this sort of stupidity, this sort of ridiculous behavior. There is no reason, I'm going to repeat this, there is no reason for a person under the age of 16 to be engaging in any type of sexual activity. And I could give you a long drawn out explanation as to why, but at least in America at the age of 16, if you are in that position to take care of yourself, in that position to at least pretend to be independent, at least at 16, if you screw up, get a girl pregnant, or if you're a girl that gets pregnant, at least you can go out and get you a minimum wage job and actually contribute to a child's welfare. And it all comes back to responsibility for me, because yes, we all know that sex has become a leisure activity. People don't have sex to reproduce. But see, that's one of the catastrophic consequences of having leisure sex, is the fact that you can get someone pregnant, or you can get pregnant and be in a situation that you did not want to be in genuinely. And you can get STDs. Once again, this 12 or 13-year-old that's probably being sexual and having sex, they don't have insurance. They're relying on their parents to put them in the position to get, medical health care. Medical health care, that's a whole nother topic. But the fact of the matter is, if your existence relies on another being to take care of you, not just the government, like another being that has their own responsibilities, meaning, yeah, they have you as a responsibility, but why would you burden that person even more by getting an STD, getting pregnant, like you're burdening somebody else. And inevitably, it all comes back to the government. And the left loves a country full of people that are reliant on their help. They don't mind 12 and 13-year-olds getting pregnant because what does that mean? That means, unfortunately, somebody's probably going to say, you know what? I can't do this. We got to get government aid. You know how many 12 and 13-year-old girls out there that are getting pregnant right now and are being left to their own accord based on the fact that some of them don't even know who the father is at 13. And in all honesty, you would think that that was a 24, 23-year-old's problem. But you have 14 and 13-year-olds dealing with these type of problems. All because the progressive mind, the progressive ideology says children should be involved in sexual education at these ridiculous ages. Look, man, I don't care if you want to be gay. I don't care if you want to be a lesbian. I don't care if you want to chop your penis off. I don't care if you want to, grow a penis in a freaking fish tank. I don't care about any of that stuff. The fact of the matter is, when you make those decisions, I really hope that it is on your own time. It is on your own dime. And you are responsible and an adult, a legal adult that can make those decisions for yourself. Progressivism has it to where they're coming into people's homes and they're telling parents, hey, you need to back off and you need to ease up on your son. Your son doesn't want to be a daughter, or your daughter doesn't want to be a girl or a female. It's ridiculous. Progressivism, this leftist ideology, it is garbage, and it takes away personal responsibility. And any self-respecting human being that knows what it is like to be responsible. Today, people like to throw the word accountability around. Well, in my personal opinion, you can't throw that word around and conduct yourself in this leftist manner, this progressive manner, because a lot of this stuff takes away personal responsibility from the individual. No, I'm no libertarian. No, I'm no anarchist. No, I'm no centrist. I'm a human being that happens to live in a country where that's sort of how I was conditioned to think. I don't know where we went wrong, but one way or another, the more you dig in, the more you look into history, and the more you realize that everything that's going on around us right now is just going to lend to the death of the West. Like, it's really that simple. The West morally is in a decline. Obviously, people on the other side don't see it that way. They see it like we're going towards a lovely direction. We're going towards a utopia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people in Stalin's Soviet Union, in their red state, I bet they felt the same way until they were in freaking gulags and they could see their ribs, and they were sitting there watching their kids die, and kids were watching their grandparents die. And I'm not even making it political. I'm just pointing out the fact that the leftist ideology, even apart from politics, is dangerous. When you're even insinuating pushing gay porn to children, you know that you are crossing a line. You're just opening a gateway to pedophilia that is already a problem in this country, but it gets swept under the rug by the mainstream media simply because they hate the other side. We live in a time period where people are still pretending that they can end racism. Racism doesn't just exist in America. Racism exists in Canada, Australia, Mexico, China, Europe. Racism is not an American problem. It's not even a Western problem. It's a human problem. It is what it is. It's not going to end. But the ideal of thinking that you can end racism, but you don't want to talk about save our children, you don't want to talk about perverts that are preying on the lives of seemingly innocent kids, because once again, don't get it twisted. You have kids out there that are on sites like tumblr.com. They've been on sites like that since 10 or 11. They already have porn addictions. It ain't no joke out here. So a lot of these kids, by the time they're 12, 13 years old, when they're having sex with their 26, 27-year-old teacher, I'm not really shocked anymore, because a lot of these little boys are mannish as hell. And a lot of these little girls think they're grown. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you know what I'm going to say. A lot of that has to do with the fact that social media is raising a lot of these kids and the parents aren't. It's scary times we live in. It's very scary times we live in. It gets worse each generation. My generation is no better than the last generation. It's just that the things that made the last generation a problem, that they're like, we got used to them and then we just added on more bullshit. So I can go on forever. You already know me. It's quality over quantity. This was something that I saw and I really wanted to speak on. And I really do believe that we need to just stop trying to put people in these boxes to where they can't speak or they're scared to speak, because that's unfair to people that actually have something to say. I don't support either side when it comes to American democracy. At the end of the day, you already know I'm pro-male. I want the best for boys. I want the best for men. But that doesn't mean that I despise womanhood, because honestly, I feel like the better men are, the better women will be. The better women will be is a sign that we have great men out there. And honestly, that's that on that. So, until we meet again.